Joining us now on our guest hotline, our guy Mike Heller from I Love Mondays, and my God, Mike, so many other things that we can't possibly keep track of. Mr. Heller, how are you? Thanks for jumping on Inside Wisconsin.
I'm doing great. It's good to see all of you, including Tommy, who's just very unhappy, it sounds like, when I was listening.
No, angry elf.
Just doesn't like people.
You missed it. Mike, I told you, I'm happy.
That's I know you wake up with joy. I get that. But you're not happy around others, is what I'm.
Yes, you're 100% correct, Mike.
I'm not an ass to anyone by any means.
Nobody suggested that. It's about your joy.
But
joy around others.
On the inside, I am screaming. Yes, that's how it
Mike,
is.
I got to see this in person over the weekend. Tommy met me out at D2 right by the stadium there, and after he was an hour late showing up, I got to see him go, some of these people here, not my kind of people. And then, you know what, Mike? I actually agreed with him. Some of those people were not my people either.
So I like to think I'm fair
and balanced.
Yeah, I mean, I just narcissistically think I'm probably better at being a person sometimes.
Mike Heller joining us on Inside Wisconsin. All right, Mike, first things first, congrats on jumping back on with the Green Bay Packers radio network. It missed you.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
That was a fun call to get, not one that I expected. I think there are always life lessons that you can impart as you get older, and so Luddy and Tommy pay attention here. Just don't burn bridges, right? Yeah. So that was we're coming up on a year that iHeart let me go, and with that, because they're the flagship of the Packers pregame went away, but there were people within the organization that said to me, "Hey, just hold on." We don't think you're done with us, so just be patient. And then I got a phone call not very long ago, 2 weeks ago, not quite 2 weeks ago, that said, would you like to come back on the radio network? And so that means a lot. Shoot, I mean, you know it, Trevor, growing up where you are and where you are now, but growing up in the state, I grew up in Appleton, so I'm in the shadows, and being a fan my whole life, to be on the radio network it's a privilege. So it's very special. And working with Dennis Krause, who is one of the consummate professionals in our industry for a really long time. I just called him old. It's really good. He's fantastic.
Mike, what's going on over there in Madison? We have a game here with the Wisconsin Badgers and Notre Dame in 3 weeks, and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's going to be a good time. But
why? I mean, it's going to be. You're all going to know it on that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because Notre Dame, it's sold out. Try and get tickets on the secondary market and bring your bank account, because it's not cheap. Just like LSU 10 years ago, the Notre Dame fans will flood into Green Bay and the surrounding area for the full weekend, and it will be a tremendous atmosphere. I get it that the talk is all in Green Bay. It's all appropriately so around the Packers. But that weekend, the University of Wisconsin and Notre Dame will own that area, and it will be if people remember the LSU game. I mean, the atmosphere in the city was fantastic, and it will be that way for Wisconsin Notre Dame in 18 days, 19 days?
Yeah, Mike Heller, big fan of Mondays here, joining us on Inside Wisconsin. Mike, I watched Media Day, was that a couple of weeks ago for the Big Ten now?
Yeah.
And leading up to that, we've had Nick Osen on the program. We've had you on a few times to talk about it. It does feel different talking about Badger football, regardless of whether or not you think there's buzz or not in Green Bay for the game in Lambeau. It does feel a little more optimistic as of late for Luke Fickell and Wisconsin. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it starts with the two linebackers, Mason Posa and Cooper Catalano. Catalano went to Germantown High School. Posa's from Albuquerque. They're true sophomores, and they're outstanding. They're also the team leaders, and that established in the last 5 games last year. It started at Oregon. That's when they both entered the starting lineup for the first time. They are fantastic players, because you can lead and not be a great player. but boy, it helps. And these guys are both great players. The question, Tommy, and it's a fair one to ask, is that I think I'll have the numbers right. Wisconsin was 135 out of 136 Division I football programs in scoring offense a year ago. 132 of 136 in passing offense. So the offense can't take a big step forward. They got to skip like 3 steps on the ladder in order to improve to the level that they can win the 7 games or 8. I think it's 7, but it could be 8, but only if the offense emerges. Mike Tressel's defense was good enough. They were actually very good considering they're on the field so damn much because the offense couldn't stay out there. But Colton Joseph, the quarterback transfer from Old Dominion, who they paid a pretty penny. We don't know how much, but there's a lot of them. They paid him to come here. The quarterback room led by him is really good on paper. Now we'll see if it's good on the field when they open with Notre Dame, and they bookend September with Notre Dame at Lambeau 18 days from now, and they'll end the month of September with the Big Ten opener on the road at Penn State. I think you'll know by the end of September, even if they don't win either one of those games, but if they play them competitively to a one-score game. It sounds like it's a loser's mentality, but I think you understand where this program is, where they're trying to go to get back to. Those 2 games are going to tell you a fair amount about what they can be this year.
What does it take for Luke Fickell to have a job next year? I mean, there was talk of him being moved on, after last season. If he's 5-7, they may make a bowl game, and that's a goal. Where is this program at, and is he part of the future? Because when you heard the new athletic director talk in his first press conference after, you're like, what did he just say? Was that a ringing endorsement? Far from it.
So Sean Eichhorst is the new AD. He's got a background. He worked for Barry here a long time ago. Most recently, he's been at Texas, essentially as their CEO of the athletic department there. In the meantime, he was at Miami and South Carolina and Nebraska. So I think, Luddy, that if they're 7-5 this year, I think the AD has a decision to make. Who are the 5 losses against? How competitive were you in those? Did you beat somebody that you've got a signature win? If they're 6-6, I don't think he has a decision. You brought up 5-7. Right. 6-6 or 5-7 might get you to a bowl game, but I don't think it brings the head coach back. I think you've got to win 7 times for Sean Eichhorst to look at it and say, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're moving in the right direction. 8 wins, he's safe. 7, I think there's probably a conversation. At 6 or 5, I think they transition.
Oh, boy.
It's Mike Heller on Inside Wisconsin with Trevor Luddy and Tommy. Mike's all over the place. Doing I Love Mondays literally every day, but also doing a Brewers recap show after every single game. Do you not like free time? Like, my God, man. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Milwaukee Brewers with 37 games to go?
Yeah. Last week I went on my I Love Monday and the Heller Wrap Brewers that I do after every game. By the way, I'll do that with green and gold too. So the Heller Wrap green and gold and the Heller Wrap Badgers. So after every football game for both of those teams, we'll do the same thing. It's amazing. 12 to 15 minute piece. I think the Brewers, last week when I talked about it on Thursday, I said, I'm worried. And I'm not a worrier. Luddy's been around me for a while. Trevor, you know, Tommy doesn't like people, so I don't know how much he knows.
Mike's cool, calm, people, and collected.
So, yeah.
Most of the time, yeah. Red cards sometimes. But
I don't get worried very easily, especially in the long sample set, the marathon season that Major League Baseball plays. But last week on Thursday, after they left, Thursday morning after they left San Diego and got swept, I said I was worried on multiple fronts. The total outage of their offense because they hadn't done anything. Contreras and Yelich, not alone, but they were the leaders of that. But also the injuries. No Frelick, no Cooper Pratt. At that point, you know, Uribe's on the IL. You're just wondering with Terang out, all of that. Boy, is this is the attrition, is it caught up to him? And then they do what they did in LA. And to me, it was a perfect Pat Murphy weekend, because I think his impact on the team as a sports psychologist, because that's what a manager and a head coach is many times, is fantastic. And Trevor Bowers, Jake Bowers, who's Trevor Bowers? Oh, former, yeah. Jake Bowers, his chill the blank out is so good. And then he player led them on the weekend. How often does that happen where the guy goes out in front of a camera and reporters and said, as a team, we just need to chill the blank out. And then he goes out in the next 4 games and he's been their best player all year. He's their MVP. And then he had the weekend he had. I love the team. The Cubs are still coming, but they can't gain a whole lot of ground. The Brewers keep winning. The Cubs keep fighting, both on the field and apparently in the bleachers.
I just saw the whole video of that.
Who won that fight, by the way?
Whoa.
Terrible.
The guy
the Red Sox fans won the fight, but they also, I'm sure, are getting jail time.
Yeah, there was actually Cub on Cub there for a second during that fight.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I just saw how it started. I'll send you the tweet after we get done.
They're just not nice humans.
They're
just not nice human beings.
The one dude that got absolutely obliterated had it coming.
Mike Heller joining us here on Inside Wisconsin.
Nice reset.
I wanted to bring up the playoff hopes and look ahead at a pitching rotation in the postseason, Mike. It's something that it feels like we can do every couple of weeks. You can kind of reset and give this new list of who you think should be the playoff rotation for the Milwaukee Brewers. So I'll ask you, Mike Heller, if the Brewers playoffs started today, what is your rotation heading into the postseason?
Well, Miz gets the ball in game 1. The problem with Miz in a short series, the division series, is a best of 5. And I don't know this, but I think it's out, but I haven't looked at it. I think there's only one off day in the division series. So if you go a 5-game series, could Miz go 1 and 5, keeping in mind that the Brewers beat the Cubs in that game 5 a year ago? So I would go Miz in 1 and 5 with the day off. I think he can go. And I would go. I'll be curious to see Kyle Harrison in his next couple of starts. Logan Henderson is in that rotation. It becomes a question mark on what you do with Dustin May. But those 4 guys are your starters. In a 5-game series, maybe you only use 3 starters. In a best of 7, if you get to the NLCS, I'm going, those 4 are my guys, and you're going to run them out there. And I think I might go ahead and put May in the number 2 spot in that run. He's such a different pitcher than Miz that if you went back to back, or if you go Miz and then Henderson, they're dramatically different than May and Harrison in that order. I think, I don't know. Are you a 4 guy? NLCS guy?
I think I'm a 3 guy. I really do. And I think Kyle Harrison's on the bubble looking in to this point. That's why
I said I think you need to see what he does the next few. He's only struggled when he's been out west. His worst starts are in Vegas and then in San Diego. He's had 2 out west really bad starts.
He's had a really bad one in Phoenix as well. Like that was the Diamondbacks series. He had a rough one as well to that.
Yeah, out west. Just don't pitch him out west.
Yeah,
right.
Anywhere west of the Mississippi. Sorry, you're scratched.
Right. Yeah, good.
Mike Heller joining us. He is an Appleton East grad.
Yes, I'm a Patriot.
Look at me remembering things.
Look
so what were game days and weekends like for you as a kid, being from Appleton, being 30 minutes away from the Mecca of Lambeau Field?
Yeah, I didn't go up much as a young kid. As I got older and into high school and then in college, I went more. But I hated Sunday mornings. So if you're of a certain age, you're going to understand where I'm going with this. Like early before I'm a mid to late teenager and you sleep in. We didn't get up and go to church, but all that was on TV was polka shows on the stations, then the news programs and church prior to that. So On Sunday mornings on Green Bay television, that's all you had.
Man, you didn't even get
hated
Bonanza
Sunday
at
mornings.
that point?
What's that?
I said you didn't even get Bonanza at that point?
No, not on a Sunday morning. You know, it was Meet the Press and Face the Nation.
All right.
And it was church part of that. And then the polka shows. I mean, that was on in Green Bay television. Anybody that's been there knows what I'm talking about. Because the game day programming didn't start until 11:30.
Whoa.
NFL Today on CBS started 30 minutes before kickoff with Brent Musburger and Phyllis George and Jimmy the Greek. That started at 11:30, and the Packers always played at noon. So there wasn't anything for me to watch as a kid but I didn't miss a play. I went outside at halftime, but I was, on all fours in front of the TV, chin in my hand, watching the game as close as I could. I watched all of it. That never stopped. I did that always.
He's Mike Heller. He's on Inside Wisconsin, but he's got a lot going for himself. At Heller Pods is how you can find him. At Heller Sports as well. I Love Mondays with Mike Heller is literally every single day. You can catch it live, or you can go back and listen to it and watch it however you may. You'll hear him after Brewers games. You'll hear him after Packers games. You will hear him on Badgers coverage, Badger Connect, as well as the Green Bay Packers radio network.
Damn, Mike, you put it that way.
Dude, you got a lot going on. I told you, you don't like on our way out here, bud. I know that you're one of me. And what I mean by one of me is you have this zealous patriotism for one's home state, that statriotism thing that I talk about. And when I say you're one of me is because I chose, just like Tommy and Luddy and yourself, to dedicate everything I do to Wisconsin sports. What does that mean to you?
It's the only thing I ultimately, outside of personal family stuff, it's my care factor. I wonder, like, I'm not an NHL fan because they don't have a team.
Right.
I'm sort of I'm a back row Bucks fan. I am a dyed in the wool Packers, Brewers, Badgers guy. They all mean something. I've always wondered, Trevor, like how those folks who are in the writing side of the industry who say, yeah, I checked my fan card 20 years ago. If I ever check my fan card is the day I stop talking into a microphone.
Agreed.
If I don't care about it, like if it doesn't emotionally impact me, I'm not doing this. I've been doing this for 38 years. If I stop caring, I stop doing this.
I feel like the emotion we're looking for is joy.
Yes.
At least that's what Tommy has to say.
Tommy wakes up every day with joy.
Wake up every day. Can you have a tailgate in your parking lot or in your driveway, or do you have to be in a parking lot?
And there has to be a sporting event going on. You can't just throw a tailgate in your driveway just because it's a random
But if
Tuesday.
there is a sporting event going on and it happens to be on TV, can you tailgate in your driveway for a Brewers game on TV?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
On that note,
who's your betting odds favorite for the Little League World Series?
We'll put together a parlay.
Did I lose that for you, Trevor? Was I not on your team on that?
The tailgate, you were exactly on my team. You won that for me. That's why I was going to let you go so fast before these knuckleheads could convince the otherwise.
I was on your team, I think.
When I filled in for Mike in a previous life, real bad at the same game, same day parlay stuff. What did we used to call that?
Well, with you, I don't know. It was just a loss. But, I mean, you had no care about my fake money that I had built up. And the days after he would go, I would come back, and Nick Bruzewicz at the time would go, hey, Trevor lost everything. Every day he lost the maximum amount.
I would like Heller just giving $5 parlays out, and Trevor comes on 1 million on this one.
Yeah,
I want to put $100 on Joey.
The longest shot he could find. The longest shot he could find. Let me throw my max number at that. Okay.
Jonathan Ornelas going to homer today. Let's do it.
Exactly right.
It's like Peter Griffin when he goes up to the counter and goes, "Would you like to place a bet?" Nope, just take the money.
Exactly right. So we won.
Mike, we appreciate you, bud. Stay in touch.
Yeah.
We'll touch soon.
Thanks, guys.
Mike Heller on Inside Wisconsin. Trevor Luddy and Tommy. When we come back,